Chris outside Chris, the 14 New York, is Rob Clark. 7 rows back on the inside, the 79, that's Jayla Grave outside, 86, Young Amber Turner. The 77 New York's Chris Clark, 22B, Pete Blaney, 3, Rob Sines, 49 is Jason Ledoux, 88, Dave Demore, and the 76 is Barco. They race into turn number 1, and with the lead from the top of the racetrack is the 66 of Robert Foley. Foley in that number 66 has the nose out in front, and Chad Collins coming back on the inside. We got a little taste of Spanish B there for lap number 1 as they're 3 wide and the yellow flag is out. Well, Jason, I believe
19 on track now, and one just went back to the garage area. I don't know 21. If anybody have problems in practice, perhaps? One car?
Well, there's 21. It's one driver that didn't start last week. Got green. Flag is out. Collins down on the inside. Much better time through 1 and 2 this time. Looking to make it 3 wide through the middle. That's Dirty Dale. O'Neill threads the needle through the middle. He runs in the 3rd spot, but Johnny Bradley's coming back down on the inside. They're 3 wide. Look out. Kane Favreau sideways. Hold on to it, Kane. No, boy, heads up. He goes sliding up into the wall in turn number 4. Yellow flag's going to come out. And he has that number 20 fired back towards the track. Well, that doesn't look good on the front, as he kind of power slided up into the wall. 18 of O'Neill, 22 of Collins. Here they come. Off turn number 4. Look at Riel, 3 wide already in the back of the pack. Green, flag is out. It's Dirty Dale from the inside. He takes the lead. Look at a little bit of contact mid-pack. The 13 of Lavarnway got into the 45B Laporte. Laporte was able to correct it. No problem for him.
I think that was just a case of racing for the same real estate and they ran out of room.
There they come off of turn number 4. O'Neill's going to lead lap number 1. Tyson Drowns getting a little bit of a bump draft in the back from the 45B of Laporte. Laporte in that 45B is looking down to the inside of Collins in the 22, but Collins using that progressive banking to his favor. 3 wide move perhaps down on the inside by Laporte. Laporte, little bump to the back of Tyson Drown. Collins drifts big time up the track. And look at this, Eric Riel threading the needle, making it 3 wide off of turn number 4. He races his way now into the top 5. Oh, a little bit of a push that time for the 0-2 of Riel in turn number 2. Here comes Rob Clark through the middle. Clark tries to thread the needle, but that hole closes quickly, as I believe Riel's 0-2 knew he was coming and he got down and shut the door.
Dale O'Neill is looking to become the first repeat driver in any division here at Airborne. We've run 15 feature events to this point in the season. We have not yet had a repeat winner. Dale O'Neill would like to become the first. He's out in front, and another driver, Eric Riel, moving towards the front. He also has a victory in this midi-modified division.
Well, right now it's looking pretty good for him out front for O'Neill. A little bit of contact mid-pack. Tyson Drown's car seems to be just a bit off, as they've been trying to get down to the inside, just haven't found room. Now they've got room as that car washed up off of turn number 4. Out front it is still on the inside, with Lavarnway trying to get around him on the top of the racetrack. And here comes Chris in the 54 down on the bottom. That time at the line, the 5th spot belonged to Lavarnway. They race side by side for the 5th spot. Now it's going to be 3 wide as they drop back now, racing for the 6th spot. Passing flag is out for the number 76 of Dennis Barcombe, as Dale O'Neill quickly coming up on him. Tyson Drown was a little bit sideways that time off of number 4. Made a little bit of contact with Rob Clark. Those 3 cars are able to get by him and drop kick the 6 back to about the 8th spot. Here comes Rob Clark now down to the inside of the 13 for the 5th spot. Also bringing him through down on the inside, the 54 of Jason Chris. That car pushes a little bit off of turn number 4. A little bit of contact with Lavarnway, and Lavarnway just gave it back to him down the front stretch. Out in front, it is still Dale O'Neill. He's finally gotten around Barcombe. Running second right now is the 69 of Johnny Bradley. Looking down to the inside of Bradley's the 45B of Laporte. Bradley's trying to set a pick. Look out, Barcombe right in the middle of the track. Bradley kind of got snookered as he took the highway around. There's problem in turn number 4. The 88 and 22 go around. Yellow flag is going to come out. They're set to go again. We are halfway through this first feature. We have 8 down and 7 to go. Here they come. Good start for O'Neill down on the inside. Green. Flag is out. Laporte trying to get down to the inside, but the door not there. The 69 of Johnny Bradley got his nose down underneath. Wasn't able to shut the door. But this time off of turn number 2, the 45B sails away, and the 69's trying to hang on with a 0-2 of Riel. Riel from the top takes the 3rd spot away, and now is charging on the back bumper of Laporte. It's still Dale O'Neill out front. That car seems to be pretty good tonight. Amber Turner's around in turns 1 and 2. She's able to keep it going, and we will stay under green. Looking at the battle out front, there is none. It's Dale O'Neill, but right now for the 2nd spot, Laporte is barely holding off the 0-2 of Riel, as Riel's had a couple of looks off of turn number 2 and turn number 4. 3 wide now for the 4th spot. It's the 14 of Clark on the very bottom, the 69 Bradley in the middle, and the 54, of Chris on the very top. Still 3 wide. A little bit of contact that time. He skips a tire, and it's going to slow up the 69 of Johnny Bradley. Running into Bradley is his teammate, the 22 of Collins. They might be hooked. Look out. Look out again. And one more time. Well, started over in turn number 3. Ended up being a problem. Don't count them out either. Here they come. O'Neill with a slow pace. Now he gets on it down on the inside of turn number 4. Green. Flag is out, and another good start for O'Neill. Laporte quickly goes right down to the inside. Laporte pushing him with that front pusher on that number 45B, but he just vaults him ahead about a car length and a half. Into turn number 3, it's still O'Neill, gets a little bit sideways. The 45B of Laporte tries to get there. Here comes the 0-2 of Riel down to the inside. Riel backs out of that potential move down to the inside of the 45B. Now this time off of 2, the 45B washes up the track big time. The 0-2 of Riel comes through down on the inside, and Chris is looking to tag along the back bumper. This time around, the popsicle sticks are going to be out for the 16 of Dale O'Neill. Dale O'Neill looking to become the first repeat winner here at Airborne in the 2013 season. And it's looking pretty good for him right now. The battle for 3rd is on right now. Look out, Pete Blaney off the backstretch. He's over towards Subway in the sign. Yellow flag is going to come out. Perhaps Pete Blaney was looking for dinner. He ran over to that Subway sign. But all right, 13 down, 2 to go. It is O'Neill and Riel. Riel's been washing up sometimes in turn number 4. Have to watch that. Here they come. O'Neill with another great restart. Green. Flag is out. He left the 0-2 of Eric Riel standing at the altar. And the 16 is off and down the backstretch. They're side by side for the 2nd spot once again. They play bumper tag down the backstretch mid-pack as the 13 of Lavarnway appears to be off the pace. Here comes Dale O'Neill off of turn number 4. White flag is out for Dale O'Neill. 1 more to go. Josh Laporte has retaken that 2nd spot away from the 0-2 of Riel. Although Riel this time could run off of turn number 2. Riel with that 0-2, half a car length in front for the 2nd spot. And he pushes up the track in turn number 4. If Laporte can hang on down on the bottom, he'll be good for the 2nd spot. Dale O'Neill's going to win it, though. It's going to be Riel 2nd, Laporte 3rd, 4th to Chris. And rounding out the top 5 is going to be Rob Clark in that 14 New York.
Point man Jason Chris finishes 4th, and point leader Rob Clark finishes in the 5th position. So unofficially, going into their next 15-lap feature, there will be a tie atop the point standings, as Rob Clark and Jason Chris will both have the same number of points, 2-point differential separating them going into this race. And they finished 1 position apart, with Jason Chris besting Rob Clark by 1 position. So they should be tied atop the points in the mini-modifieds, going to the 2nd feature event for the mini-modified division a little bit later on in the racing card.
Oh, first repeat winner in 2013. Dale, the car seemed pretty good. Many drivers tonight, it seems as though their car's pushing in turns off of turn number 4 and off of turn number 2, but it seems like your 16's pretty hooked up.
Yeah, well, I was dealing with a push myself, but it's kind of tough off 4 because there's a little water on the bottom, so it makes your tires slide, but it was pretty good.
Talk about your strategy on the restarts. Every single restart, it seemed as though you're pretty good. You were able to clear the partner to your outside, and a nice job on the restarts. Talk about your strategy on the restarts.
They got to go on my pace, so it kind of gives me an advantage. I get a jump on them when I get back in the gas. They have to react to me, so it was all right.
All right, well, congratulations on win number 2 in 2013.
Thank you.
That's Dale O'Neill.
Olmstedville, New York. That's the youngster Jesse Mueller, who was flying last week with that 19. And then it's Pierre Bertillon in the one Quebec at the rear of the field. He's from Joliet. All right, ready to roll. 10 laps complete, 20 remain. Green flag is out. Todd Stone and the G-Stone Motors one is off, and he is pulling away down the backstretch. George Foley has his hands full. He's got Patrick Dupree wheel to wheel with him going to turn number 3. Foley on the outside, Dupree down the inside. They almost touch going to 4. Foley will hold off Dupree for the second spot. Right behind Patrick Dupree, who runs third. There's a good battle going on for fourth. Here comes Andy Haywood looking topside around the 3 of Lindemann. Can't do it. Now he is in a position to perhaps lose that 6th spot as the 97 of Bernold runs in 5th. 6 is Haywood. They're trying to bid underneath the number 80 machine of Haywood. Chris Kaye trying to get in the mix, and here comes Kaye to the inside. There's Bernold making a move underneath Lindemann down the backstretch, going to turn number 3, wheel to wheel for the 4th position. It's the 97 of Bernold, and on the top it's the 3 of Andy Lindemann. Bernold will go to 4th, Lindemann back to 5th. 6th, it's Andy Haywood in the number 80. Running in 7th is Chris Kaye. Leon Gagnon making a move on the outside. He will fly around the top of the racetrack off of turn number 2. Down the backstretch, he gets a spot from Kaye, and next up on his list is Andy Haywood as Leon Gagnon tries to hustle the number 4 into the 6th position. Todd Stone cruising out front. This time by it'll be halfway for Todd Stone on board the G-Stone Motors 1X. The defending track champion has nearly a half front stretch lead over George Foley in the 34. Foley running in the 2nd spot. He's got a comfortable margin over Patrick Dupree for 2nd, but it's a gap back to the 97 of Bernold. Running in the 5th spot, it is Lindemann in the 3. 6th is Andy Haywood. 7th is Leon Gagnon. 8th is Chris Kaye. 9th is the CO2 of Craig Riel, and rounding out the top 10 is Mike Wells. Outside the top 10 would be Matt Woodruff in the 55. Remember, the 25 is 10 laps down. So is the 19, also 10 laps down. And then after the 55, it would be Mike Riel in the 02. The 99 of Mike Labreche would be next on the grid. Just about 13 cars that would be on the lead lap. So Todd Stone continues to cruise out front. 17 laps showing complete. This time by 18 will go up on the board. He'll have 12 laps remaining for the G-Stone Motors team. He is cruising out front. George Foley just barely able to see him right now as he works through turns 1 and 2. Foley up the top of turn number 2 is a good more than half the backstretch behind Stone in the 1X. Patrick Dupree in the 24 working in the 3rd position. Chris Bernold is chasing him down. Patrick and his team have been chasing this race car since the start of the season. Of course, the season could not have started worse for Patrick Dupree in the number 24 as that team demolished a brand new race car at the end of turn number 1 on the opening week. That car was destroyed. They bring back the old car, and it has been a struggle trying to get that machine dialed in. Patrick right now running in 3rd, and Bernold is about 5 car lengths behind him. Andy Lindemann in the 3 running in the 5th spot. 6th, it is still the 80 of Andy Haywood. Leon Gagnon in the 7 trying to get to him. Jesse Mueller is taking the 19 back to the garage. So Mueller goes back to the garage area with the Mueller & Sons Heavy Duty Towing and Recovery number 19. 21 laps complete for your leader Todd Stone as he hits the start-finish line. Mike Riel is about to lose a lap to the 1X of Stone. Roger Labreche has returned. The 100 was on the lead lap at the start of the event. He was running in the 7th position, but he did not. He is now down, about 13 laps to leader Todd Stone, so he is going to have a poor finish after experiencing trouble, and he wasn't able to take the green flag at the resumption of this race. Todd Stone is coming off of turn number 4. George Foley has closed the gap a little bit, but I think Stone is not pushing it. He's just taking it easy around the racetrack, and he has it in cruise control. It'll be 5 laps remaining this time by for the G-Stone Motors 1X. Patrick Dupree in the number 24 is still trying to hold on to a top 3 finish, but he has his hands full. That race car is all over the place on him, and Chris Bernold, the 97, is trying to find a way around that number 24 car. That is the best battle on the racetrack. Dupree pushes in 2. Bernold tries to get underneath, but can't get there. Todd Stone now slowed a little bit by some cars that are about to go a lap down, but he has such a margin on the 34, it really doesn't bog him down that much Instead of having 2/3 of the front stretch leading on George Foley, now it's just half the front stretch. So Stone is still in cruise control. He has plenty of time to just negotiate carefully his way around the track. Patrick Dupree is still holding off Chris Vernal for that third position. That battle is over in turn number 2. It continues to be the best battle on the track. Todd Stone in the 1X behind Pierre Berthiaume in the 1 and Max Vienne in the number 25. George Foley, he has worked his way through some traffic as well. Again, Todd Stone is not really feeling any heat from Foley, and Berthiaume setting a pretty decent pace in the 1 Quebec himself. As the popsicle sticks were just shown, actually a white flag should have just been thrown for Todd Stone. So the white flag is on the field. Todd Stone, final time around. He's up into turn number 3. Here comes Stone in the 1X. He is going to be the first repeat winner in the modifieds this year. Checkered flag for Todd Stone. George Foley brings it home in the 2nd spot. Finishing in 3rd, it will be the 24 of Patrick Dupree, then the 97 of Chris Vernal is 4th. 5th goes to the 3 of Andy Lindemann, and it was close for 6th between the 80 of Andy Haywood and the 4 of Leon Gagnon. 8th would be Chris.
Todd Stone receives the checkered flag. He will take his victory lap around the Big A. Win number 2 on the year for Todd Stone. He becomes the 2nd repeat winner of 2013. The Pistol, Patrick Dupree and George Foley have both parked their cars in victory lane, finishing 2nd and 3rd respectively. But here comes the G-Stone Motors 1X. He resumed this race on point as he raced to the front of the field last week. I talked to his crew chief over in the garage area this week, and normally Todd Stone doesn't push the car like he did last week to get to the front, but he pushed the car to get to the front last week because he took a look at the radar. The crew chief took a look at the radar and showed it to him before the race, and he said, look, we're racing to the halfway point. Either that or we're going to get rained out. So Todd Stone pushed it really quick and put himself in a good position to run away with it tonight. He's downstairs in his 1X machine, taking the helmet off, unbuckling. Rob is down there standing by, talking to Todd right now without the mic, but we'll throw it downstairs now to Rob Knowles, who is standing by to get a word with Todd Stone for his 2nd win of the year.
About the thing that was most difficult for Todd in that race was getting his helmet off so that he can then unbuckle and get out of his race car. That's about the only thing that's given him trouble, his helmet. All right, here he is, everybody. Give him a nice round of applause. This is Middlebury, Vermont's Todd Stone, who wins for the 2nd time. Our defending track champion makes his way into victory lane again. First repeat winner in the Ernie's Discount Tools Dirt Car Modified Division. And, of course, whenever you can start up front, you did your work really last week in the first 10 laps to get this car into the lead position, and you were able to start up front and were able to get away pretty quickly in the remaining 20 laps.
Yeah, it definitely helped starting up front. But, last week we did start, I think, 11th or 12th, and we had a real good car, and we got the lead on lap 7 or something. Then we got rained out, but the car was real good. Excuse me, real good. It handled real well tonight, and I want to wish my daughter, she graduated today from Middlebury. I want to say congratulations to my daughter.
When was the ceremony? Was that this week? You didn't miss it, right? You made the ceremony.
Yeah, we made it. It was at 10 o'clock today.
Otherwise, you would have been in real hot water with the rest of the family. Now, what are you going to have to do to this car? I know the track will sometimes change. We don't have a lot of sun today. But will you have to do much to this race car for the next event, for the next 30-lapper that you'll run later on?
Well, we already scuffed a set of tires that feel real good to the car. We got to put some fuel in it, and we need some luck.
Well, we wish you good luck. Congratulations, off to another good start. You're our point leader, and you've got 2 wins already in 4 events.
Thank you very much. I want to say good race to George and Pat.
All right, that is our defending track champion, Todd Stone, and here is George Foley in the number.
McKinley, the 03 is Senior Speed, and the 8, new driver to the Speedway, that is Matt Atwood. Here they come. Set to go off of turn number 4. Green, flag is out. A little bit of a bobble mid-pack as they race through turns 1 and 2, 3 wide. In the middle is the 20 of Jamie LaFountain. They straighten it out and just become 2 wide as they race down the backstretch. Out front, it is the 46 of Little Joe Daniels. Backing out of a move was John Mike Brissett as he looked down on the inside of the 47 of Eric Sales. Rick Donor was getting a pretty hefty push down the front stretch from the 33 of Bruno. Donor not necessarily up to the pace that Bruno wants to run at, as Bruno was snookered down on the inside. That allowed Haywood to move by on the outside, and moving by on the top also the 69 of Finney, with Haywood clinging onto the back bumper. Nick Haywood in that number 29, the top of the 14 of John Mike Brissett. He is looking to crack the top 5. He's done it. Into the top 5 right now. That is the 29 of Haywood. Haywood finishing on to the front. He's going to work with Mike Finney in that number 69 as they battle to the front. Cody Aubin in the Pepper-sponsored number 7 was battling side by side with the 47 of Sales. Sales kicked up the track in turn number 2. And wisely getting on the binders was that 7 of Aubin. We saw that happen a couple of weeks ago. A couple of cars got together off of turn number 2, and it didn't end so well as they went flying towards that Mountain Dew sign on the backstretch. Perhaps Aubin using his head, remembering that event from a couple of weeks back. This time off the 4th turn, it is still Little Joe. Eric Sales right now holding down the 2nd spot, and here comes Cody Aubin now on the 7th. Sticks the nose down to the inside, can't get any grip off of turn number 2. Still Eric Sales down the backstretch. What's Aubin going to try this time? Looks down to the inside to 3 and 4. Hole is there. Can it stick off of turn number 4? No, it can't. Mike Finney now perhaps thinking to look down to the inside of the 7 of Aubin. Aubin again this time down to the inside. It's 6 this time for him as they race down the backstretch. He's got a wheel there. Three wide right now. Entering turn number 3. Bruno way down on the bottom. Mike Brissett in the middle. And on the top is Rick Donor. They are going to work their way around the 14 of that Mike Brissett. Look out. Big problem on the front stretch. Lonnie Rivers is going backwards. Speedy Brissett, well, almost got through it. They ended up clipping the wall.
Major pileup coming off of turn number 4.
Halfway yet. Slow pace right now set by the 46 of Little Joe Daniels. Now he gets on it here. They come off of turn number 4. Sideways to the green flag. Look at Nick Haywood going to the whip quickly. 3 wide on the top of the racetrack, and he's able to get around the 47 of Eric Sales. With 3 wide now with Donor on the top, Aubin in the middle, and Mike Finney down on the bottom. Here they come off the 4th turn. Wise decision by Rick Donor to back out of that 3-wide move. Out front is Little Joe Daniels, but for how long? The 29 and Nick Haywood's running him down pretty quickly. Here comes Mike Finney in the 69 through to 3rd down on the inside of the 47 of Sales. Aubin looks to cling on to the back bumper of that number 69, but he can't do it off of turn 4. Out front, it is the 46 of Little Joe Daniels. Cody Aubin's found his way by for the 4th spot as Eric Sales bobbled in turn number 2. Nick Haywood in that number 29 now right on the back bumper. He's going to look down to the inside in turn number 1. Little Joe Daniels holds him off in turn number 2 down the backstretch. Looking to the inside, Nick Haywood had a peek, backed out of it. Little Joe Daniels in that number 46 races off the 4th turn, and he's still holding off Nick Haywood. Haywood could just be playing possum as he knows he's got plenty of time to get around that number 46, just perhaps waiting for that 46 to slip up. This time in turn number 3 again, a peek down to the inside. Daniels holds him off. As now the teammates are racing side by side off the 4th turn. It is Donor in the 91, Sales in the 47. They race for about the 6th position. In fact, it is the 6th position. Donor comes through down on the inside and takes that spot away. Jimmy LaFountain comes through down on the inside for 7th. And Jake Branham in the Huntley Trucking 1 looks to move through as well. Halfway right now for Little Joe Daniels in that number 46.
We talked to Kenny Davies earlier over in the garage area. He said they were happy with that 46. It was running well in practice, and he's holding off Nick Haywood. But the question is, how much longer can he hold off that number 29? Can the 46 of Joe Daniels get the victory and become the 4th different winner in 4 events in the Sportsman Modified Division?
Well, meanwhile, Nick Haywood is trying to wait for that bobble by the 46 of Daniels. The 69 of Mike Finney's drawing in closer. Mike Finney in that number 69 now just a car length off the back bumper of Nick Haywood. Nick Haywood doesn't know it because they don't have mirrors in these cars. But now they race down the backstretch, and Haywood's going to peek down to the inside. Haywood sticks the nose halfway up the car, backs out of it once again in turn number 3. Passing flag is out for that 8 Vermont car of Matty Atwood, as Atwood is running top groove around the racetrack. Now he comes down in the middle of the racetrack. Perhaps this could be a pick opportunity for the 46 of Daniels. It is, and look at this. Mike Finney's going to take advantage of that pick two and work around the outside of Nick Haywood in the 29.
Oh, that's a great move by Finney in the 69. He's going from third, perhaps for the lead.
Well, sideways in turn number one. He tried to go for it down there in turn number one. The car got sideways on him as he had to lock up the brakes. And Nick Haywood now coming back on the top of the racetrack.
Oh, this is great for Joe Daniels.
This is where we've seen Nick Haywood be very fast so far in this first feature for the Sportsman Modifieds. Back up on the top of the racetrack. He takes the second spot away from Mike Finney. Finney, I believe, also wants to be up on the top of the racetrack with that number 69. Nick Haywood into the 29. Now uses the top of the racetrack. And the door is shut off of turn number 4. Joe Daniels still holding him off.
Not much longer.
And he's going to look for the top off of turn number 2. No room there. Here comes Mike Finney in the 69. Looks down on the inside, then slows down to the corner. Holds that inside line. Here comes Haywood trying to drag race to the lead off the 4th turn, but he can't get there. Haywood now shows him the wheels in turn number 2. Pretty good run for the 46 down on the inside. The 29 bobbled off of turn number 2.
Well, I don't think it was a bobble. I think it was the 46 taking his lane away. The 29 had to get on the binders.
Good run this time off the 4th turn for Nick Haywood. New leader, give it to the 29 and Nick Haywood on lap 21. 4 laps to go for that 29 of Nick Haywood. That could be game, set, match for that Budweiser Warren tire number 29. Nick Haywood with smooth sailing out in front. He's run a real good race so far. He's biding his time, waiting for an opportunity to get around the 46. And that appeared on the top of the racetrack. Joe Daniels holding off Mike Finney for the second spot. This time around, popsicle sticks are out for that number 29 and Nick Haywood. Lonnie Rivers has rejoined the field with that R7. He runs right now off the 4th turn. A number of laps down, however. Here comes Nick Haywood off the 4th turn. He sees 1 to go. White flag is out for the 29 of Nick Haywood. Mike Finney with a last effort off of turn number 2. Smokes that right rear tire. He's not going to get to the second spot. Coming off of turn number 4, Nick Haywood is the winner. Little Joe Daniels second. Third is going to be Mike Finney. 4th, Cody Abbott. 5th is going to be Travis Bruno. 6th, the 91 for Rick Donor. 7th, Eric Lozier. 8th, Jamie LaFountain. 9th is Jason Durgan. Rounding out the top 10 is the 1 of Jake Branham.
A similar story to the 13. He'll pad his point lead as he enjoys a victory lap around the Big A. I want to thank tonight's presenting race sponsors, the folks from Della Auto as well as Subway. We thank them for their support of the Airborne Speedway. Subway had a drawing that took place on the way into the Speedway. Folks had a chance to get tickets over in turn number 1, and if you have your tickets handy, this is for the Subway drawing. Subway with locations at the Walmart in Plattsburgh as well as in Peru and Dannemora. Check your tickets. These are Subway giveaways. Again, you had a chance to get one of these tickets over in turn number 1. One winning ticket number. This is for the Subway party platter that feeds 7 to 10 people. Number.
Well, he's finally coming out. Give him a nice round of applause. Nick Haywood picks up his second win of the season in the Sportsman Modifieds. We'll get a word with Nick. Well, Nick, the car was certainly dialed in, especially on the top of the racetrack, and it seemed as though you were just waiting for the 46 to slip up, and it worked well on the top of the racetrack for you.
Yeah, I was just trying to be patient and take my time and not push anything because we have another feature tonight, but then Finney got by me, so I said, I guess it's time to go. So I took to the high side, and the car was awesome on the high side. I mean, it just went wherever I wanted it to go, and man, it was awesome. So got to thank my sponsors, Budweiser, Warren Tire, T&B Metals, RMG Enterprises, Gallagher's Towing, North Country Garage Doors, North Country Radiator, and Clipper Corner.
All right, well, congratulations. First repeat winner in the Sportsman Modifieds this year.
Thank you.
All right, that's Nick Haywood. He wins for the second
Of 75 for Plattsburgh's Cody Myers, and shotgun on the field from Mariah. It's youngster Austin McKiernan on board the double nickel. That's the field. Here they come. Oh, they're stacking up in the back. Green flag is out as the back of the pack stacked up. Casey St. Clair in the 50 back into the pits, and it is returning at the rear of the field. As it looks like we're about set to run again. Shagnon and the 93 of Frenier. Here they come off of turn number 4, and there's the green flag. It's a clean start this time on that inside line. They're trying to move. Look at Pay. He's thinking 3 wide. Down on the inside, he's got room. He's got the nose underneath Shagnon. Down the backstretch, it's 3 wide for the lead. Dave Raptoy in the 21 trying to follow the 07. 3 wide running for the 5th spot right behind Sullivan. Hang on to it. The 73 of Underwood is there. They're playing bumper tag behind them. Sullivan's car is a bit of a mess now on the front of that number 3. 3 wide now running for the 3rd spot. Raptoy in the 21, the 93 of Frenier, the 4 of Atkins on the extreme outside. Larry Underwood is making gains to the front. So is Robin Wood. The 61 to the outside of the 18 of Sean Duquette. But the leader is Dylan Paye in the 07. Paye shows the way in the 07 car. Running in second, it's Dave Raptoy in the 21. Larry Underwood pushes off of turn number 2. That opens up room down the inside line for Sean Duquette. Robin Wood has spotted that inside line. He's going to try to hook to the back of Duquette as Duquette's coming to the front. They had problems on that 18 in the final practice, and they went to work on that car to get him back out onto the track. When it first brought it in, after the problems in practice, they thought they were probably done for the night. So credit to that team, because now their work has almost moved them to the 3rd spot. Sean Duquette in the 18, getting underneath Mike Shagnon in the 86. He's now 3rd. Shagnon back to 4th. Robin Wood's going to follow Duquette through on the inside as a part goes flying off of one of the cars up towards turn number 1. Bounces off the wall. There's debris on the top of turn 1, and that is going to bring out a yellow flag. I'm not sure if that came off of the 3 of Sullivan's car, but again, you've got some cars that are starting to make their way towards the front. 4 laps in. Danny Sullivan back with the number 3. Not quite as aerodynamic as she used to be, but he'll go from the back. Here they come off turn number 4. Green flag is out. Dave Raptoy on the outside with a good restart with the number 21. Raptoy trying to hang with Paye, who's down on the inside. Little bobble from the... Oh, look how they touch off turn number 2. Duquette in the 18 is able to move underneath the 21 of Raptoy. You can see the 07 just slip up it a little bit. He pushed up the racetrack, made contact with the 21. Both cars are able to keep running at full speed, but the big loser is going to end up being the 21 of Raptoy. He's already lost the position to Duquette. He's about to lose a spot now to Robin Wood. Robin Wood trying to get underneath. Dave Raptoy back at speed now, working on the top of the racetrack. Wood trying to take that 3rd position away as they all chase down Dylan Paye in the 07. Paye leading with the 07 car. Then it's the 18 of Duquette in 2nd. 3rd, Robin Wood. 4th. In the number 21 is Dave Raptoy. Larry Underwood running in the 5th spot. Jamie Begor has moved to 6th. 7th is Brandon Atkins in the 4 car, running in 8th. Here comes Bucko Branham. Branham gets underneath the 86 of Mike Shagnon, who's 9th, and rounding out the top 10 is the number 93 of Chris Frenier. Dylan Paye's lead is a car length and a half off 2. Robin Wood sees room down to the inside of Sean Duquette. They drag race down the backstretch of 3 for 2nd. It's Duquette on the outside, Robin Wood on the inside. Here comes the 61 chugging through on the inside. He'll have 2nd of the line. Robin Wood takes the Renegade Leland's Barbershop, Gunny-Inca Bingo, number 61 to the 2nd spot. Sean Duquette back to 3rd. Here comes Begor now off turn number 2. Begor's got the nose underneath the 21 of Raptoy. Jamie Begor trying to grab the 4th spot. He will in turns 3 and 4. Brandon Atkins in the 4 car, still working down to the inside of Larry Underwood. They have snookered the 20 of Bucko Branham. Branham would have to make a 3-wide move to try to get around the top of Larry Underwood, as the 4 and the 73 have a good battle going on for the 6th spot, right in front of Branham, who runs right now in 8th. Robin Wood has closed in on the back bumper of leader Dylan Paye. Paye leading by a half car length at the line. Paye in the 07 works the middle line, now drives it down to the inside in 2. Robin Wood had it right down to the inside of the racetrack. In the 2nd turn, they both go to the top of the track down the backstretch. Paye works the middle through turns 3 and 4. Here he comes off the 4th turn. Robin Wood peeking down to the inside. He'll follow him along the front stretch. 11 laps complete. Still a lot of time to go for Robin Wood in this one. He can afford to be patient. I don't think he has to push it right now, as Paye has the lead. Wood is right off the back bumper. He continues to look down to the inside line. Robin Wood is there in turn number 4. A little sideways off the 4th turn as they come down to the stripe. It's still Paye, but Wood has established the inside. Robin Wood draws even in 1 and 2. Here comes Robin Wood as Jamie Begor tries to get underneath the 18 of Sean Duquette for the 3rd spot. Side by side for the lead. Robin Wood's on the inside. Dylan Paye on the outside of the 07. Off of turn number 4 down the front stretch of the line. It's a new leader, and that's Robin Wood. Robin Wood takes the lead just past the halfway point. Wood in the 61. Paye in the 07. Jamie Begor is up to 3rd. Running in the 4th spot is the 18 of Sean Duquette. Coming into this race, Robin Wood, 3rd place point man, just 4 points behind Bucko Branham. Branham is back in the 5th position with the number 20. He'll have some work to do to get into the top 3 tonight. 14 laps complete, and Robin Wood is starting to check out. as he has opened it up to 6 car lengths on the 07 of Paye, and he is being chased down by the 19 of Jamie Begor. Sean Duquette continues to try to run with Begor. Duquette's in the 4th spot. 5th is the 20 of Bucko Branham. Robin Wood showing the way with Paye in the 2nd position. Jamie Begor is now 4 car lengths off the back bumper of the 07. He eats into that disadvantage in turns 3 and 4, closing the gap on the 2nd spot as Sean Duquette continues to run about 5 to 6 car lengths behind Begor. In the turns, that's where Begor is able to close in, but Paye pulls away on the backstretch and on the front stretch. It's now down to about a 3 car length advantage for Paye over Begor for the 2nd spot. Race leader Robin Wood cruising now, just has to focus to hit his marks and hit the line around the Speedway. He's got a comfortable 12 to 15 car length advantage over Paye in the 07. Paye is going to be focusing on that 19 car real soon, as Jamie Begor has closed to a car length and a half for the 2nd spot, and he's got about 7 more laps to work with lap 18 going up on the board. Robin Wood will be running on the back of the pack, and he'll have to deal with the McKiernan number 55, Casey St. Clair running in front of McKiernan at the back. But it might be another lap and a half or 2 before Robin Wood gets on the back of those cars. Jamie Begor now still about a car length and a half to 2 off the back bumper of the 07. He really seems to do a nice job picking up on the front stretch and the back stretch, but it's in the turns where they're able to close in on him. As perhaps that car pushing a little bit in the 3rd and 4th turn. You can see him take it right up towards the wall. But he's maintaining that car length advantage for the 2nd spot. Robin Wood has moved underneath the 55 of McKiernan. Now around the top of the 56 of St. Clair. So he has cleared the 2 cars that are now a lap down. Those cars may factor in, though, to the outcome for this race for 2nd. Paye in the 07 is running on to the back of the 55 of McKiernan, and he should get him somewhere in the middle of the backstretch or in turns 3 and 4. McKiernan stays up on the top of the racetrack. Paye in the 07 underneath him down the backstretch going to 3 and 4. Leader Robin Wood now with half a front stretch advantage. Jamie Begor is able to close in as the 07 has to keep it pinned down to the inside. Begor is still a car length to 2 off the back of the 07 to Paye. The battle is on for the 4th position. Sean Duquette has 4th on the outside. Bucko Branham at car number 20 down on the inside trying to grab that 4th spot away. So a battle between 2 veterans of the division racing for 4th side by side. Branham on the inside trying to come through, and he's got those 2-lap cars that may snooker Duquette, and I think it's exactly what's going to happen. Duquette gets pinned behind the 55 on the top of the track, and that will allow Branham to take away the 4th position from Sean Duquette. Here comes your leader off of turn number 4. The white flag is going to be displayed this time. Robin Wood has 1 lap to go. We haven't seen a lot of races this year in this limited late model division that have been easy. This one for Robin Wood, while not exactly easy, once he's been able to get to the front, it has been clear sailing for number 61. And here he comes off of turn number 4, down to the stripe. The checkered flag is out. It's win number 2 for Robin Wood. Dylan Paye with his best career finish 2nd. Jamie Begor is 3rd. Bucko Branham is 4th. And Sean Duquette rounds out the top 5 for the limited late models tonight. Finishing just outside the top 5, Danny Sullivan with a good rally into 3. The 4 was there as well.
Well, Rob will head down trackside as Robin Wood takes his victory lap around the Big A. Dylan Paye and Jamie Begor both bring the 07 and 19 into victory lane in the 2nd and 3rd position tonight. This is the one and only feature for the limited late models. Robin using the go-kart track down on the inside. We'll bring that Gunienka bingo, Daniel Signs, number 61. Into victory lane backwards, if you will. He did a nice job being patient behind the Auto Creek 07. Waited for him to push up the track off the 4th turn and took advantage of the hole down to the inside. Robin's unbuckled in the car. We'll throw it downstairs to Rob Knowles.
All right, Robin Wood wins for the second time this year. About the only thing second place tonight for Robin is that helmet, because the Yankees are in second, and the Dallas Cowboys, they're always in second place. But he's out of his car. Give him a nice round of applause, everybody. Here's Robin Wood. Former track champion, wins for the second time. And you know what? So many cars in this division, like the top of the racetrack. Your car goes just as fast on the inside as it does on the top. And that, to me, was key for you working your way through traffic. You really hooked down on the inside.
Yeah, actually we changed the whole setup this week because it hasn't been really good on the bottom. I'm usually a bottom sucker, so tonight it was really good on the bottom and top. So I just want to thank everybody that helps me out. Wayne Precision Auto Body, he's right there. Ganyanko Territorial Bengals, Leland's Barbershop, Renegade, Daniel Signs, and Lorman's. Everybody that helps me out.
How much was the track different for you this week? It's a little bit cooler. Haven't had a lot of sun here. Of course, we had heavy rains, washed a lot of the rubber off the track. How different was the track compared to, say, last Saturday?
I think there's a lot more grip tonight. The track's been really slick this year so far, but I think all the rain and cooler temperatures definitely helped tonight.
Well, a nice win for you. That's 2 wins in 4 events, so you're off to a good start on the season and may perhaps find yourself back on top of the points. Good run tonight, Robin.
Thank you. I got to thank my dad, Rudy, my wife, Nikki, son, Tyler, Barb, Gary, and everybody else that helps me.
All right, that's Robin Wood, everybody. He gets the victory tonight. Nice job by Robin. Dylan Paye with his best run in the limited late models. He finishes in second. And James.
The pace set by Blaney down on the inside. Slow pace right now by Blaney. Now he gets on it as he exits turn number 4. Green. Flag is out. Well, G. LaGrave in that number 79 with a good jump on the top of the racetrack. A little bit too good as he gets either right side tires off into the bunker. There he goes from first to nearly last on the first lap. Chaos right now through turns 3 and 4. They're bumping and banging 3 wide, almost 4 wide off the 4th turn. Jay LaGrave has looped it over there in turn number 3. Slamming into Jay LaGrave is the 49 of Jason Ledoux, and we have a yellow flag.
I just hope one of them doesn't poop on top of his head.
Well, that'd be pretty funny, wouldn't it?
We don't want that.
Here they come. Off of turn number 4, green. Flag is out. Side by side through turns 1 and 2. Amber Turner takes the lead off of turn number 2. Vaults down the back stretch. The outside line's moving. Here comes Ty Drown. Tyson Drown in the number 6 up on top. Oh, look out! There goes Tyson Drown up off of turn number 4 now. And likely that's going to bring out a yellow because the left front of Tyson Drown's 6 just snapped. And we are still looking to complete lap number 1. Amber Turner gets on it pretty quickly. Here they come. Off of turn number 4. Green. Flag is out. They're 3 wide already. Eric Riel thinking 3 wide right out of the box as he goes to the top of Signs in that number 3. A little bit of contact. He helps Signs stay on the track. A little bit more contact. The 02 loses a spot to the 14 of Clark. That number 3 of Signs pushed a little bit as Eric Riel was getting a little impatient in that 02 and looked to force it right away on the first lap. Out front, it's Amber Turner on the top, the 45B down on the bottom, and down the backstretch they race side by side with Turner sticking the nose out in front. There's a gaggle of cars right now racing in turn number 3 for the 3rd spot. 3 wide right now off the 4th turn for that spot. 4 wide now as they come down the front stretch as they lean on one another down the front stretch.
Oh boy, Rob Clark's in trouble.
Uh-oh, look out, Rob Clark. Nice save, though. Here comes Chris Clark's son down on the inside. He looks him in the eye, gives him a wave, and says, thank you, I'm coming through.
How do you know he looked him in the eye?
Well, that's just a guess. Here they come now off the 4th turn to the leaders. And Laporte has completed the pass. Eric Riel in that 02 still pushing up off the 4th turn. The leader out front is the 45B, Josh Laporte. Amber Turner doing a nice job right now, keeping that 86 in second. Tim LaFountain is third. 4th right now is the Bud Light Platinum 54 for Jason Chris. And right now, 5th is the 02 of Rio. Oh, a little contact that time. The back door of the 77 of Chris Clark. Signs look to come down to the inside.
Is it just me, or does that 24 car look like it should be delivering pizza? I think you should put a big sign on the top. 24.
Well, driving at that speed, the pizza would be cold by now.
That's a good point. Who wants cold pizza?
Ronnie Bush goes a lap down. And nobody wants the pizza that he's delivering, as nobody
cold.
likes cold pizza.
Come on, got to get it here faster.
Out front right now, it is Laporte. Turner cutting into that disadvantage, although she pushes this time off the fourth turn and then loses any ground she gained. Right now, third's Jason Chris. Fourth is the 41 of Tim LaFountain. Fifth, Eric Riel. Sixth is Chris Clark. Seventh, Rob Clark. Eighth and the 13 of Josh Lavarnway. Ninth right now, Rob Sines. And Kane Fabro, the youngster, rounds out the top 10. Battle right now on for the fourth spot as we are at the halfway point. Down to the inside, the 0-2 Riel looks underneath LaFountain's 41. He's able to complete the pass down on the inside of turn number 1. Chris Clark now looking to come through down on the inside. Not going to happen as they slot car race down the backstretch. Here comes LaFountain down to the inside. Riel again washes up the racetrack coming off of turn number 4. LaFountain tries to work down to the inside, but it doesn't work for him. Chris Clark now up on the top of the racetrack following around that 0-2. Clark in the 77, perhaps thinking to thread the needle through the middle. Can't do it. Little bump on the back bumper of that 0-2. Give him a little push into turn number 3. As Chris Clark gets around the outside of the 41. And here comes the 14 of Rob Clark working around the 41 of Tim LaFountain. Jason Chris has worked his way by Amber Turner down on the inside. Amber Turner not giving up there. There's the pizza wagon on the top of the racetrack up in front of Turner. Turner comes down to the inside as Roddenbush now up on the top of the racetrack. Perhaps he thought that Chief Starter Butch Hendry ordered pizza. Not the case. He did not stop there for him. Side by side is the battle for fourth place. Chris Clark down to the inside of Riel. Riel tries to hold him off on the top, pulls even into turn number 3. It is Clark down on the bottom, Riel on the top. Can the progressive banking help Riel out here? No, it can't. Chris Clark takes that spot away. Chris Clark now to fourth. 11 laps in, just 4 to go for that 45B of Josh Laporte. Chasing him down, though, is the 54 of Jason Chris. Chris in that Bud Light Platinum car. They're about to put the 76 of Dennis Barcombe a lap down. Will that bog down the 45B of Laporte at all, as Barcombe is running a middle line right now? Into turn number 3, Barcombe takes that car down to the inside. Perhaps it'll be easier now for the 45B to get around, as Barcombe does a nice job keeping it down to the inside. Laporte takes it up to the top with 2 to go. And a rear view mirror full of the 54 of Jason Chris. Both the 77 of Chris Clark and the 02 of Eric Riel have gotten around Amber Turner. She's back to 5th. Clark is in 3rd, and 4th is Riel. Barcombe now running a middle line, bogging down the Chris Clark 77 as he looks down to the inside. White flag is out for Laporte. Jason Chris trying to run him down. Through turns 1 and 2, Jason Chris goes high. That car pushes off of turn number 2. The pizza wagon down to the inside, not going to be any factor. Here they are in turn number 3. Laporte still holds him off. Chris punches it, tries to get there off of turn number 4, and he's going to look down on the inside, not going to do it. Laporte wins. Chris 2nd, 3rd is Chris Clark, 4th Eric Riel, 5th Amber Turner, 6th the 14 of Rob Clark, 7th the 41 of Tim LaFountain, 8th the 13 of Josh Lavarnway, 9th Kane Fabro in the 20K, and 10th is going to go to the 3 of Rob Sines.
And he had a decent finish in the first race, finished 3rd in the opening race of the night, that first 15-lapper for the Mini Modifieds. And then he backs it up in the nightcap with a victory, his first of the year with the 45B. Jason Chris also with a good night. He finished 4th in race number 1, finishes 2nd in race number 2. And rounding out the top 3 in this second race, it is Chris Clark with the number 77. He brings the 77 home in 3rd. Josh Laporte with a quick victory lap around the Speedway. He had...
All right, thank you very much. Let's give him a nice round of applause. Josh Laporte's out of the car. First win in 2013 for Josh. Come on over. Well, the car seemed to be pretty good in the first feature, and it was even better in the second feature. Go ahead and tell us about your race.
Well, I was struggling a little while ago, the first feature with a bad push. I want to thank my brother for helping me out to get it ready for this one. It worked out. We came out and we won the race, so I just want to thank my crew for helping me out with that.
Well, you're the fourth different winner in this division. A lot of parity, a lot of competition. Talk about the setups, perhaps, that you may have to change week in and week out that make this car so fast.
It's just mainly tires in this division. Handling is the biggest thing in this division. If you can't get it to handle, you're not going to go nowhere. So handling is a key thing. It's mainly tires, though, that we get it, how to get them to go.
All right, well, congratulations on your first win of 2013.
Thank you.
That's Josh Laporte. He wins the second feature for the Mini Modifieds tonight.
The 327 is Dan Brown. And Andy Haywood jumping in a Sportsman modified to pick up points at the back of the pack. That's the field. Green flag is out. Joyce Huntley from Huntley Trucking waving the green flag tonight as they mix it up towards the front. Look at the 97 of Myrtle. Oh, that was close. Going to turn number 3. They're 3 wide. Leon Gagno has to lift. Here comes Max Vienne trying to come through the inside, and Vienne had to lift because the 4 of Gagno chopped right down on the 25. Gagno did not know that Vienne was already there with racing position on the inside, and Gagno chopped down on the 25 machine, and it cost Vienne 1 or 2 spots. The leader out front's the pistol, Patrick Dupree. There goes Leon Gagno. Gagno sideways off at turn number 4. Todd Stone also with a big save with the G-Stone Motors 1X. That was a great save by Stone as he was dirt tracking sideways down the front stretch. Out front, it's the pistol, Patrick Dupree, and he's got a half front stretch lead already built up. Over the 18 of Chris Kayek. Andy Linneman in the 3 runs third. Now look, we have watched the 24 since the start of the season. He is strong the first 10 to 15 laps, and then that car starts to go away. Let's see if they have found the setup. You heard Patrick earlier tonight talk about how they've been trying to get the car right. They've been working on it, chasing it for much of the year. Perhaps tonight is the night as Dupree tries to find his way to victory lane. For the first time this year, he would become the 4th different winner in 5 events if he could get there. And right now, he is chugging out front. He's got a huge advantage already over Chris Kay in the 18. The 3 of Andy Linneman runs in 3rd. 4th is Chris Vernald in the 97. Mike Wells runs in 5th. 6th is Leon Gagno. 7th is the 1X of Todd Stone. Running in 8th is Pierre Bertillon. Running in 9th is Jesse Mueller. Rounding out the top 10 is Matt Woodruff with a 55. Here comes Foley underneath looking for that 10th spot. Foley on the inside as they run wheel to wheel into turn number 4 for position number 10. Give it to Foley. 11th is now Woodruff. 12th is Max Vienne. 13 is Craig Riel. 14th is Rocher Lareche. And rounding out the top 15 is Mike Riel in the 02. Look back at the racing action, and that 6th position is the 4 of Leon Gagno. Gagno feeling some pressure from Todd Stone in the 1X. And at the same time, trying to apply some pressure. Stone with a little tap to the back of the 4 car. Gagno gives a wave to Stone behind, sensing that perhaps he understands he's holding the 1X up. Gagno looking underneath the 76. They're trying to get past Mike Wells. Here's the battle off too. Gagno has to get on the binders as Wells took away the line. The 1X of Stone is to the outside, now backs off a little bit. Perhaps going to follow Leon Gagno through on the inside. I'm wondering if Gagno might have a tire or something going down. He had contact earlier and really is bobbling off the 4th turn, but now he's underneath Wells, and he has the 5th position. 6th is now Mike Wells, not much longer though, as Todd Stone is about to take that spot away from him. Here comes Stone on the 1X, he'll have the 6th spot. Back to 7th now is Mike Wells in car number 76. Running in 8th is Jesse Mueller. Mueller's got a long way to go to chase down the top runners. Patrick Dupree is cruising sideways off the 4th turn down the front stretch. Meanwhile, he's working on the back of the pack. Michael Lebrecht in the 99 and the 24 of Andy Haywood. Again, that is a Sportsman modified car that Haywood is driving as they are running wheel to wheel right in front of the leader. It's been renumbered 24H. You know what this tells us though? Susie was able to make repairs to his Sportsman modified, and we'll see him later on in the 25-lap Sportsman modified feature event. Dupree moves past Lebrecht, moves underneath Haywood, and he has put those 2 cars down a lap. Chris Kaye still running in the 2nd spot. Andy Linneman runs in 3rd. 4th is the 97 of Vernald. He gets a good run on the bottom of 2, but on the top of the 2nd turn, the 3 of Linneman just dashes away as Leon Gagno continues to hold on to that 5th spot. Halfway for race leader Patrick Dupree. 327 of Dan Brown coming back onto the racetrack. Dupree in the 24 works underneath him as Patrick Dupree has a comfortable lead over the 18 of Chris Cade. Nearly the entire front stretch for Patrick Dupree. Dupree started on the outside of the front row, took the lead in turn number 1, and is trying to lead every single lap. And if there isn't a caution flag, no one is going to come into the league, because he has built up just a gigantic advantage over Chris Cade. Dan Brown, the 327, almost up into the wall that time off turn number 4. The 1X is able to work past the 4 of Leon Gagno. Todd Stone is now running in 5th. Gagno back to 6th. Jesse Mueller is 7th. Mike Wells is 8th. Pierre Berthiaume is 9th, and rounding out the top 10 is George Foley. 18 laps complete for Patrick Dupree. Let's see if that car starts to go away at all for Pat in the number 24. That's been a problem for him. Again, about 20 laps is when we started to see the 24 start to backslide. But if he starts backsliding now, Chris Gaye may not have enough time in 10 laps to chase him down. He has built up a near half a track advantage over Kaye in the 18. Now Dupree is behind Mike Riel in the 02. This will give us an indication. If he cannot dispatch in the 02 relatively quickly and easily, then that will tell us that perhaps the car is starting to slide back. There's so much for that thought.
There he goes.
He goes right around the 02 of Riel. Dan Brown's going back to the garage with a 327. So Patrick Dupree shows the way. 21 laps are complete. Running in the second spot is still Chris Gaye. Third is Andy Linneman in the 3. Fourth is Chris Vernold. Running in 5th is Todd Stone. 6th is Leon Gagno. 7th is Jesse Mueller. 8th is Mike Wells. 9th is Pierre Berthiaume. Rounding out the top 10 is Craig Riel. 11th is Roger Labreche. 12th is the 55 of Matt Woodruff. 13th is Max Vienne. He's the last car on the lead lap, and the leader is right behind him. About to go a lap down is the 13th place runner, Max Vienne, as Patrick Dupree looks to the outside in turns 1 and 2. There goes Dupree around Vienne. Chris Kaye working around Mike Riel. Andy Lindemann has closed onto his back bumper. A couple of car lengths, the advantage for Kaye over Lindemann, racing for that second spot. Dupree having a tough time working around Max Vienne in the 25. He finally does so. Next up will be Matt Woodruff with the number 55. That'll be the next car that he has to try to get around. This time by 5 laps to go for Patrick Dupree, who's going to lead every lap, it looks like. Barring a yellow flag, Patrick Dupree well on his way to victory number 1. If a yellow flag were to come out, then perhaps it would bring Chris Kaye into the ballpark, but the 24 machine tonight has not trailed off whatsoever. He has continued to turn consistent lap times on the scoring monitor. That car has not faded at all. Kaye in the 18 holding on to second place. Third is Lindemann in the 3. Fourth is still the 97 of Vernold. Todd Stone closing in, running in the 5th spot. As the leader tries to get around Matt Woodruff in the number 55. Woodruff, I believe, is the 12th place car on the track. And that would put 11 cars on the lead lap. Here comes Patrick Dupree around Woodruff. He's got Mike Labreche next in line. That would be a second lap down with the popsicle sticks out for Patrick Dupree. A walk in the park tonight for Dupree in the second feature for the Ernie's Discount Tools Modifieds. Dupree moves down to the inside of Labreche in turn 3. Tiptoes underneath the 99. He's got plenty of racing room now. Off of turn number 4, the white flag is out and a cakewalk. Patrick Dupree in car number 24, leading Chris Kaye by half the backstretch. Dupree can just about hit the cruise button from here as he works into turn number 3. For the final time, here he comes off of turn number 4. Win number 1 for Patrick Dupree. Finishing in second will be Chris Kaye. Third is Andy Lindemann. Fourth is the 97 of Vernold. Fifth is Todd Stone in the 1X. Sixth is Jesse Mueller. Seventh is Leon Gagno. Eighth is Mike Wells. Ninth is Pierre Berthiaume. And rounding out the top 10 is Craig Riel of the Verizon Wireless CO2.
Labatt blue light number 24. Rob is headed down trackside. I don't know if he'll beat Pat out of the car. So let's give him a nice round of applause. Patrick Dupree wins for the first time here in 2013. Rob is racing all the way down to talk to Pat. Pat's probably wondering where he is. Pat gets congratulations from track photographer Andy Watts. There's Rob downstairs. We'll throw it down to him as Pat Dupree was able to beat him down to victory lane.
All right, here is Patrick Dupree, started on the outside of row number 1. I was watching your lap times on the monitor. Really didn't trail off too much. We talked earlier about around lap 20 in some of the feature events. You've been having a tough time with this car, but it seemed to stay pretty consistent across all 30.
Yeah, it really wasn't that great, but good starting position, and just managed to. I was really praying that there wasn't going to be a caution because I knew those guys were going to be coming up through, but the car stayed consistent, and here we are.
Not really any tough troubles working through some of the slower cars in lap traffic either. They all seem to behave pretty well for you.
Yeah, Mike yelled at us at the pit meeting, so I guess everyone was on best behavior tonight.
Well, it's nice to find you back in victory lane again. You think back to week number 1 when you had the struggles up with a wall in turn 1. Here we are 5 races in. Normally we'd see you here by now, but I think this is a credit to you, and it also serves notice to everybody else that the 24 team is right back in it.
Yeah, we definitely are. My guys are really good. They're just constantly working. I mean, we tear the car apart when it's not good, and basically rebuild it from the ground up, and that's what we did for this race. So it proved to be good. Wes is a mastermind. He knows what he's doing.
All right, that's Patrick Dupree, everybody. He wins for the first time this year. He's our... Yep. All right, so we are ready to run the Furniture Rollover Mount 100. Here they come off of turn number 4. Green, flag is out. Tyler Terry starts on point. Mark Caron on the outside of the front row. Joe Warren in the 13, and Robert Gordon in the H2O. Those cars starting in the top 4. We apologize for the temporary shutdown that we had with our PA system. There was one of the wires loose that connects to our speaker system on the back of the amplifier, and hopefully that will stay without any further problems over the course of the night. The leader out front, Tyler Terry. Brother Josh Terry won this race last year, and if memory serves me right, all 100 laps were run under green. There was not one yellow flag. Remember, we will stop after 50 laps, and the cars will refuel in the infield. By the way, the winning 50-50 tonight is $543. And when we get you a name on the winning ticket, we'll pass that along to you. $543. That's the winning prize tonight in the 50-50. Here comes the field off of turn number 4. It is Tyler Terry showing the way. Mark Caron on the outside of the H2O of Rob Gordon running in the second spot. Gordon, as you know, if you're a regular here at Airborne, loves to run the top of the racetrack with the H2O well drilling car. Right now he is down on the inside line. Mark Caron not letting him up to the top. If he can clear that number 5, I'm sure he'll move towards the top line, particularly in 1 and 2. Running in 4th position, it's the 13 of Joe Warren. Joe and his team have really been struggling, trying to find the setup on that number 13, trying to get him dialed in. Right now he is running in the 4th position, trying to clear past the 5 of Mark Caron. I think one of the favorites for this race tonight is that number 11 of Lance Raptoy. Raptoy running in the 5th spot. Remember, they will stop the cars after 50 laps. They will take on fuel. They will do that in the garage. Oh, look out, we have a spin over in turn number 2. It's the Jinx. I just mentioned Lance Raptoy in the 11 is one of the potential favorites for this race. Here we'll have an interesting decision to make. You pick up $500 if you go from the lead to dead last. Here they come. Green flag is out. Side by side racing at turn number 2 for the lead. Rob Gordon on the top of the track. He draws even headed to turn 3. Sticks the nose a little bit in front of the 44 into turns 3 and 4. They're dead even off the 4th turn. How about a drag race for the lead to the line? It is going to be Rob Gordon by inches on the top. Rob Gordon leads at lap number 6, and now he will try to finish the pass. Man, look at him just vault off the top of 2. That's a solid run for the H2O. Richie Turner got the right side tires off into the bunker. That's going to cost him a couple of spots with that number 17 car. And Turner was coming to the front on the outside. Rob Gordon is leading. Again, you see a number of these cars, they want to run on the top of the track. That's where Tyler Terry's 44 is clearly faster. He's pinned down on the inside line now, and he is falling back. He was second. Now he's about to go back to 3rd as Joe Warren has the Freihofer 13 moving towards the front. He's in the 2nd spot. Big Joe's moving up front. 3rd is the 44. Now Tyler Terry and his younger brother's closing in. Josh Terry in car number 43. This race pays $1,000 to the winner. It's the biggest purse of the year for the Renegades, and Josh Terry would love to win it again. He's closing in on the back bumper of his older brother. Ryan Booten has the 28, working in position number 5. He's looking inside the 43 of Terry, pushes up to 2, makes contact with the left rear quarter panel of 43. But it's a good save by Josh Terry, and Booten got on the binders, allowing everybody to stay smooth off 2 down the backstretch. The leader is pulling away. That's Rob Gordon. He's got the H2O car out front, leading by 5 car lengths over the 13 of Joe Warren. Third, it's the 44 of Tyler Terry. Josh Terry runs in 4th. Ryan Booten gets a real good run off the top of turn number 2 on board the 28. He's looking outside Josh Terry now. Josh Terry running a lower line. Now he'll drift to the top off 4 towards the front stretch wall. Big Daddy Don Franklin starting to roll. The 69 is coming to the front. Franklin in car number 69, bottom feeding over in turns 1 and 2, trying to slide underneath the 28 of Ryan Booten. He's got that Subway-sponsored 69 moving almost underneath the 28 of Ryan Booten, not quite getting into position. And how about Richie Turner? Is the 17 a man on a mission right now? He's come from the back of the pack inside the top 10, and right now he is running in 7th. And he's peeking to the inside of the 69 of Don Franklin for 6th. Bob Favreau running door-to-door with the 17. They may have traded a little paint in the middle of backstretch that last lap. As here comes Turner sliding to the inside of car number 69 at Franklin. Not yet for the position, but now he's there on the inside in turn number 2. Richie Turner, the 17. Oh, Rob Favreau got a little piece of the back end of the 17. That made him bobble off a 2. The 69 will hang on to the 6th spot for now, but Turner's back after it. Richie Turner to the inside in turn number 4. That 17 car trying to get to the front, and he's inside the Subway 69. Robert Gordon loving life out front. He's got a, 15 car length advantage over the 13 of Joe Warren. Then it's the 44 of Tyler Terry running in 3rd. Josh Terry is 4th. Ryan Booten rounding out the top 5. Richie Turner's on the move. He is now 6th. Turner in the 17 car. He is our point leader. He has 1 victory on the season. 3 different winners in this division. Turner has a win. Jason McClatchy in car number 70 has a win. And the other driver who's picked up a victory is the 22 of Rob Favreau. Robert Gordon out front would like to be the 4th winner this year, and he'd be the richest based on purse, because tonight's win could pay $1,500 potentially. If you win the first segment, the first 50 laps, and you elect to start segment 2 from the back of the pack, you pick up $500, no questions asked. If you race from the back of the pack to the front in segment 2 and win on lap 100, you win the $1,000. That's a $1,500 payday, and for this Renegade division, that's pretty handsome. The 17 has moved underneath the 28 of Ryan Booten into 5th, and now he's going after the 43 of Josh Terry. Well, Richie Turner's putting on a clinic right now from the back of the pack, flying through on the inside line. I'm not sure any car is hooked down on the inside better than Richie Turner's in this division. Turner in the 17 keeps it tight to the inside line. Now drifts up into a little bit of a bobble. Here comes Josh Terry back after him. That time he did slip up a little bit in turn number 2 on the inside. Josh Terry coming back. Terry on the outside, Richie Turner down on the inside. I think he'll clear him now. On the front stretch, he can go wherever he wants. Richie Turner is now 4th. And lap number 19 is on the board. 20 will go up this time by. So that means Turner will have 30 laps. Remember, these guys typically run a 25-lap feature, so he's still got a little bit more than a full feature to chase down Rob Gordon out front. And if a yellow comes out, then it certainly puts the 17 right back into the ballpark. So it's Robert Gordon in the H2O showing the way. Running in the 2nd spot is the 13 of Joe Warren, but I think Joe is starting to fade a little bit. And perhaps he's coming back towards the 44 of Tyler Terry. Richie Turner is reeling in Tyler Terry at a fast rate. He was 3 car lengths behind the 44 at the start of the last lap, and now he is just a car length off the back of car number 44. Richie Turner is trying to get to 3rd. He is running the fastest lap times of anybody on the Speedway. He is underneath the 44 in turn number 4. Rob Gordon in the H2O continues to show the way. The black flag is out, and I believe it's on the 08. Andrew Bordeaux will head back to the garage area. Smoke coming out of the back of the 08 as he heads to the pits. All right, let's set the field for you as we approach the halfway point of segment number 1. We'll run through the field, and leading is Robert Gordon with the H2O. Running in the 2nd spot, it is Joe Warren in car number 13. Richie Turner has just taken over the 3rd position from the number 44 of Tyler Terry. Tyler Terry trying to come back after him. Let's stay with this battle. Look at this, 3 cars for second. Here comes Richie Turner trying to get through on the inside. Turner is underneath Joe Warren. Richie Turner is now in the second spot at the line. Whoa, Richie Turner is moving to the front. He has 25 laps to chase down race leader Robert Gordon in the H2O. So it's now Gordon leading. Turner is second. Third is Joe Warren. Fourth is the 44 of Tyler Terry. Fifth is Josh Terry, although he has fallen back behind his older brother in that fifth position. Running in sixth is Ryan Booten in the number 28. Battle for seventh, Rob Favreau in the 22. Big Daddy Don Franklin. Right now, Favreau seventh, Franklin in eighth. Ninth would be car number 23. That is John Booten. Rounding out the top 10 is Lance Raptoy in the 11th. 11th would be the 5 of Mark Caron. 12th is Jason McClatchy in the number 70. 13th is Curtis Seymour in the 357. The Junk is Beautiful number 2 for Metal Man is rolling in the 14th spot. And those are the cars that are on the lead lap. 14 cars. The 08 of Bordeaux comes back out of the pits, and he's showing the black flag again. Smoke still billowing out of the back of that car. Side-by-side racing just outside the top 10 as Jason McClatchy tries to get underneath Mark Caron. He's able to do that. And now Lance Raptoy with a battle going on with John Booten in the number 23. Raptoy's on the outside, John Booten down on the inside as they race side-by-side, 4 position. And again, that is about the 10th spot on the racetrack. Now here comes the 44 of Tyler Terry. He is trying to take third away from Joe Warren over in turn number 2. But Warren 13 is fading. And Richie Turner is closing in on the leader. So let's stay with the battle for third. Side-by-side racing between the 44 and the 13. Tyler Terry on the inside, Joe Warren on the outside. At the line, it looked like Tyler Terry might have had it by inches, but Joe Warren's not giving up that third spot easily. The 13 is starting to go away with the handle, but the 44 down low on the inside, not quite as fast as he typically is towards the top of the track. Robert Gordon's lead at the line is down to 10 car lengths. Richie Turner is closing fast. That time Joe Warren still in the third spot as he had an advantage at the line. Tyler Terry in the 44 trying to take third away. Running fifth is still the 28 of Ryan Booten. Rob Favreau is closing in. Josh Terry in the 43 is fading. And it is Don Franklin in the 69. Jimmy Varno's 07 coming back out on the Speedway as he has lost several laps. Smoke coming heavily still out of the 07 as he returned to the racetrack. That may prompt another quick trip right back in for Jimmy Varno's 07. He is not at speed on the top of turns 3 and 4. And a caution flag right now is the last thing Rob Gordon wants. He's going to have a hard enough time, I believe, holding off the 17. 10 car lengths went to 8. 8 went to 7. 7 went to 5, and that's about where it is right now. The H2O trying to put a lap on Metal Man in the 2. The Junk is Beautiful car about to go down a lap to race leader Robert Gordon in the H2O. And those of you that had Metal Man in the pool tonight, sorry, but I don't like your chances any longer. It's the H2O leading by 2 car lengths. And you just got to figure Richie Turner is closing so fast. When will he make the move on the H2O? Richie Turner got sent to the rear of the field in the early stages of segment 1. And he's not going to waste any time trying to make the move. He went after it right there in 1 and 2. You saw Rob Gordon with the H2O work that top line around the Speedway, hanging on to his top position for now. Robert Gordon has led just about every single lap in this one. He took the lead in the early stages of this 50-lap segment, and he is trying to hold on to it. Richie Turner took the lead in turn 2, but the H2O takes it back in the middle of the backstretch. You can see the top of the track kick in with a progressive banking. The H2O of Rob Gordon holding on to the lead. Richie Turner has the lead on the inside. Off 4 down the line, it will be dead even. Perhaps Turner by inches, maybe Gordon holding on. Now again in turn 2, Richie Turner is out in front, but here comes Gordon closing down the backstretch. 36 laps showing complete. Richie Turner with the advantage on the inside. I think he'll be able to get the job done and lead this lap. Here he comes, lap 37, it's going to be Richie Turner. Turner in the 17 is on the roll, and he is moving out front now, and he'll start to pull away from the H2O of Rob Gordon. Gordon gets a good run off the top of 2, closes within a car length, but now it's Richie Turner back after it. Here's where he is really picking up and putting away the rest of the field. Off of turn 4 and along the front stretch. He's going to have to deal with Curtis Seymour's 357. Seymour towards the top. in turn number 2. Turner, who has been really running strong down on the inside, is going to go there in 3 and 4. He'll put Kurt down a lap. The H2O of Rob Gordon will follow him along as they work along the front stretch. 39 laps complete. Next time by, it's going to be 10 to go. 10 laps will remain for race leader Richie Turner. The H2O of Rob Gordon is in that second spot. Third is the 44 of Tyler Terry. Running in the 4th spot, it is Joe Warren in car number 13. 5th is Rob Favreau in the number 22. A gaggle of cars for 6th now as they work underneath the Junk is Beautiful 2. Josh Terry in the 6th spot. 7th is Don Franklin. In the 8th position is Ryan Booten in the number 28. Running in 9th is Lance Raptoy in car 11. Rounding out the top 10 in the number 23, that is John Booten. 11th is Jason McClatchy. 12th is Mark Karen, and those are the cars that are on the lead lap. Richie Turner has a 10-car length lead over the H2O of Rob Gordon. Now, questions as we head into segment number 2. Is Richie Turner going to take the $500 bonus and go from first to last? Why would he not? He got sent to the rear of the field, and he clearly has demonstrated that he can go from the back of the pack to the front. So the answer to that, to me, is an obvious yes. He'll take the $500, and I think he's got a great chance at walking out of here tonight with $1,500. The way he has put on a clinic in this first segment. You think about it, there has not been a yellow flag. He has chased down the H2O of Rob Gordon. At one point, Turner must have been 20 car lengths behind Rob Gordon, if not more. And now he's a good 15 to 20 ahead of him. So it has been a command performance for number 17 and Richie Turner. Robert Gordon in the H2O is running in second. Now remember, if he inherits the lead, and if the 17, of course, takes the $500, the H2O would inherit the lead for the start of segment number 2. Turner would go to the back of the pack. He'd smile and be $500 richer. But he'd have to do the same exact thing that he has just done in the first segment. Why would he not do it? Kevin Booten tried it last year and came close. He ended up second. 5 laps, inside of 5 laps remaining now for the number 17 of Richie Turner. Turner leading, Rob Gordon second. Third on the Speedway is Tyler Terry. He is half a track behind the 17. 4th is Joe Warren. 5th is Rob Favreau in the 22. 6th is Josh Terry in the 43. Running in 7th is the 28 of Ryan Booten. Running in 8th is Don Franklin. 9th is Lance Raptoy. And John Booten rounds out the top 10. Just outside the top 10 is McClatchy in the 70. And the last car on the lead lap is Mark Karen in the 5. He was on the lead lap, but he's not anymore. So 11 cars are on the lead lap. That's it. That's all. 11 cars. Richie Turner at 17 goes around Mark Karen. He had been on the lead lap. He's running in 12th. Here comes Turner. Lap 48 goes up on the board for the Fairfax, Vermont driver. Robert Gordon, the H2O. Now, so many factors in segment 2. The tires, what's going to be left with these race cars. You can see what's happening to the handle of a number of these teams. Don Franklin was just pure sideways that time at turn number 2 with the number 69. Had to almost stop the car to straighten it out. Lance Raptoy closing in quickly. Richie Turner, final time at segment number 1. He's in the middle of the backstretch going to turn number 3. Closing in on the 10th and 11th place drivers. He's not going to get to them. They'll stay on the lead lap. Here he comes. Halfway for Richie Turner in the number 17. They've reached the halfway point. Turner in the 17 reaches halfway. As the field has all completed lap 50.
Here's the $500 question. Are you going to go to the back?
Yes, I am.
All right, so Richie Turner's going to go to the back. Obviously, the crowd likes it. Obviously, the car's great. Do you think the tires are going to be there for the second half of the 50?
Oh, I sure hope so.
All right, well, good luck, Richie, and I think the $500 is coming right here.
Perfect.
So Richie Turner going to the back, see if he can put on another clinic from the back of the pack. Well, the drivers are over in...
Running in 9th, it would be the 70 McClatchy. And rounding out the top 10, Richie Turner in that 17. Don Franklin at a disadvantage. Here's the green flag. So we'll keep an eye right now on Turner running in the middle of the towards the back of the pack. He's already moved underneath Jason McClatchy, and he's trying to get underneath both Booten cars as the 28 of Ryan Booten was very high in turn 2. John sliding back behind the 17. Turner's already picked off some good cars. And next in line is going to be Lance Rapto in the 11. Now look, folks, here's where the 17's picking them off. That car is sticking down low. You can see just about every single car on the racetrack wants to push to the top off of turn number 2. The 17 is able to stick and get in it better than anybody else in the division right now off the second turn. And that's where he is making the hay. The 17 of Richie Turner just driving underneath cars. He is already in, let's see, 1, 2, 3, he's in 4th place. The 22 of Favreau is in 5th. First is Rob Gordon. Second is Tyler Terry. Third is Josh Terry. Fourth is the 17 of Turner. Running in 5th is the 22 of Rob Favreau. 6th is Joe Warren in the 13. 7th is the 11 of Lance Raptoy. Running in 8th is car number 28 for Ryan Booten. Then John Booten, make that Jason McClatchy, is next in line 9th, and John Booten rounds out the top 10. Rob Gordon has a 10-car length lead. Make that half the front stretch lead over the number 44 of Tyler Terry. Meanwhile, side-by-side racing for the 3rd spot, not anymore. It's the 17 as they part the 357 left and right like Moses on the Red Sea. The 17 to the inside, the 43 to the top, the 357 pushing badly way out of the groove. At the top of turns 3 and 4, and he is slowing. 357 may be coming to, well, he is back on the roll and likely headed back to the garage. I think he's had enough for tonight. So the pack chasing down Rob Gordon. Tyler Terry in the 44 is in the 2nd spot. The 17 of Richie Turner runs in 3rd. Running in the 4th position is the 43 of Josh Terry. Robert Gordon, smooth all the way around the rim of the racetrack. Likes the top, especially in 1 and 2. Nobody else runs that extreme top line that he does in this Renegade division. And we saw it work for him in a number of laps as he held off the 17 of Richie Turner in segment number 1. In segment number 2, he may be in a similar position. Gordon wants this thing to go green as long as possible. And right now there's 43 laps remaining, and Richie Turner is in 2nd. That's bad news for the H2O. Richie Turner in the 17 goes to the 2nd spot. Tyler Terry running in 3rd in the number 44. In the 4th position, it is Josh Terry in the number 43. Lance Raptoy in the number 11 is now 5th. 6th is Rob Favreau. 7th is Joe Warren. 8th on the outside, car number 28, Ryan Booten had a real good run off of 2 and had to get on the binders as he ran towards the back of the 13 of Joe Warren. This time by, Rob Gordon is going to put lap 60 up on that scoreboard on the backstretch. He'll have 40 laps remaining. And if we get a chance, we're going to check some of the lap times that these teams are turning. We'll focus on the H2O. Here he comes off of 4. And for Robert Gordon, that's a lap time of 20.331. For Richie Turner, that's a lap time of 20.067. So the lap time for Richie Turner is a little under 0.3 of a second faster than Robert Gordon. Is he going to chase him down? Yes, it's a matter of time when he's turning that much faster a lap time. 20.34 that time for Robert Gordon. 19.95 for Richie Turner. A sub 20-second lap time for Richie Turner. Turner's a man on a mission. Sub 20, it's the only car on the racetrack putting in lap times under 20 seconds. Yellow flag is out. Yellow flag out for Tyler Terry, who was running in 3rd place. The 44 sputters to a halt off the top of inside. The junk is beautiful too. 61 laps complete in what has turned into the Richie Turner extravaganza. Here they come off of turn number 4. Down the front stretch, green flag is back out. Robert Gordon likes the top of the track. Richie Turner has it. Add those two things together, and what do you got? A new leader. Richie Turner down the backstretch in the 17, sticks the nose out in front. Gordon says, "Not so yet, announcer man." Richie Turner comes back after him on the outside into turn number 4. Down the front stretch, the leader of this lap is going to be Richie Turner. Rob Gordon runs in 2nd. Side by side for 3rd. It's Josh Terry on the inside. Lance Raptoy on the outside. Give the battle to Lance Raptoy. He's got 3rd. Lance Raptoy into the top 3. Josh Terry, he's coming back after him real deep into turns 3 and 4 that time, trying to hang on to the third spot, but I think his car is better on the top of the track too. Most of that's true for just about everybody on the racetrack. Even Richie Turner's car will turn the faster times on the top of the track, but the difference between Turner's 17 and everybody else in the field is how stout that car is down on the inside of the racetrack. That's where he picked up real estate throughout this race. Turner leading, Rob Gordon second, Lance Rabtoy third, fourth Josh Terry, fifth is the 28 of Ryan Booten, Rob Favreau is sixth, Big Daddy Don Franklin is on the march to seventh, Jason McClatchy is eighth, ninth is Joe Warren, and rounding out the top 10 is Ryan Booten, last car in the lead lap. Like I said, the Booten's backwards, it's Ryan who's running in the fifth spot, John is running in 10th, last car on the lead lap. Richie Turner pulling away from Robert Gordon. It's a 5-car length advantage for Richie, and he is trying to turn these last 35 laps into a clunker by continuing to stretch it out front. The H2O Gordon is in the second spot. Lance Rabtoy has worked his way through the field into the top 3, as Robbie mentioned, back on lap 5, remember, in the eyes of the officials, there was contact with the 17 that put the 17 at the rear of the field. And it sent the 11 to the rear of the field as well, as he was the cause of the caution. But he has recovered nicely, running in third. Robert Gordon running in that second spot. He's got 3 car lengths on Lance Rabtoy. And then Josh Terry in the 43. We'll see how these cars handle the final 32 laps. And as you can imagine, some of these cars are likely to start to fade. A lot of laps on these tires. Drivers working the top of the racetrack. Jason McClatchy was telling Robbie, McClatchy's got trouble. He's over in turn number 2. About to say McClatchy was telling Robbie earlier how he was going to try to save as much tire as possible. Well, more than tire is a problem for Jason tonight. He was one of the cars on the lead lap, and he's gone back to the garage. And that should now put just 9 cars on the lead lap, and I believe it leaves 11 cars running on the racetrack. 10 right now. So the attrition has been a part of the story tonight. A number of teams dropping out of the event. The 17 of Turner leading by half the backstretch over Rob Gordon. Lance Rabtoy still in that third spot. Josh Terry fourth. And it's the 28 of Ryan Booten in the fifth position. Rob Favreau sixth. Don Franklin is seventh. Eighth is Joe Warren. And those are the only 8 cars that are on the lead lap. Donnie Franklin in that 69 may have added a new tire during the break, and we'll see if that pays off for him down the stretch. We got 29 laps remaining. Mark Karen and Metal Man continue to run on the Speedway. Karen is down only 1 lap. He would be 9th on the track, and Metal Man has a top 10 run going for him. Race for second. Rob Gordon is holding on to that second spot for now, but Lance Rabtoy appears to have the horses to challenge and take that second spot away. And Josh Terry is also in the mix with number 43. The battle out front is not one. There is no battle. It's all Richie Turner. The best racing on the racetrack is for spots 2, 3, and 4. It's Rob Gordon in the H2O, Lance Rabtoy in the 11, who's just a car length off of his back bumper, and then Josh Terry in the mix, who really is able to get that car deep into turns 3 and 4, close in, and not quite hanging with him off of 1 and 2. The ground that he makes up in 3 and 4, he tends to lose in 1 and 2. Well, that's a better run that time for Josh off of 2. Now you'll see he gives ground. The H2O is also running. That has been the best 2 turns for Rob Gordon for the better part of the last year and a half. The top of 1 and 2 is where he really makes up some distance. Well, Richie Turner is going to put Metal Man down another lap. Robert Gordon still driving the extreme top around the racetrack. Inside 25 laps remaining now for Richie Turner. Lance Rabtoy in car number 11 is still in third. Josh Terry still in the 4th spot, trying to get into the top 3. Turner is the point leader coming into the race. He's going to extend his point lead. You know, that last lap, Robert Gordon actually turned a faster lap time than Richie Turner. Richie Turner's last lap was a 20.1 and Robert Gordon was a 20.08. So Gordon was actually a little bit quicker, although this lap Richie Turner's under 20 seconds. He's 19.9 and Gordon's at 20.2. So it varies a little bit by lap. That last lap, Richie Turner was 0.3 of a second quicker than Gordon was. Lance Raptoy and Josh Terry side by side for the third spot. It's Lance Raptoy in the 11, Josh Terry on the outside of the 43. He will take third. Josh Terry has the third spot, driving around Lance Raptoy's car, number 11. While they battle for the third position, Robert Gordon gets a bit of a reprieve. He's had a rearview mirror full of the 11 the last 15 laps or so, but now it's going to be a different driver trying to chase down the second position, and that'll be Josh Terry in the number 43 car. Well, right now, he is 6 car lengths behind Robert Gordon with the H2O. Again, Richie Turner, 0.3 of a second faster the last lap than Robert Gordon, turning a sub-20-second lap time, and that is darn good in the Renegade division, particularly when your tires have 80 laps on them. That was a 19.98 for Turner. Gordon with a 20.2. So Richie Turner is stretching it out, friends. 0.3 of a second, just about every single lap. That's his advantage over Robert Gordon. So he is building the lead. Josh Terry in the number 43. Let's check his lap time. His last lap was a little bit quicker than Robert Gordon. Gordon turning a 20.2 and Josh Terry 20 flat, just about. So Josh Terry is chasing down Robert Gordon, but again, Gordon really maintains his position in 1 and 2. Here's where Terry can make it up. But getting around the H2O may not be all that easy. Lap 82 up on the board. 18 remain for Richie Turner. There was a lot of drama in the Renegade 100 last year, as Kevin Booten tried to work his way through the field to get to the front and wasn't quite able to do it. The drama has not been there this year. It has been put to bed early by the 17 of Richie Turner, who was able to take the lead about 10 laps ago away from Robert Gordon, the H2O, and Josh Terry is trying to take second away from Rob Gordon right now. In turn number 2, they were just about even, as they are now in turn number 4. Here comes Josh Terry looking down to the inside, off the 4th turn, down the front stretch. Gordon's going to hang on to it for now. But at the rate that Josh Terry is gaining ground on the H2O, 2 or 3 more laps, and he may well have that second spot. Lap time for Robert Gordon at 20.3. That last lap for Josh Terry was a 20.2. So nearly identical lap times. A little bit quicker is Josh Terry, and a little bit quicker is going to get him second eventually. He has to be the little engine that could at this point and just keep on chugging away to try to get that second spot. Gordon, every time off turn number 2, gets back to the second position, but here's where Josh Terry gets after him. Lance Raptoy is closing back in on this battle as well. Robert Gordon still at the line, has the second spot. Richie Turner approaching Mark Caron's number 5. That would put Mark down 2 laps. Robert Gordon gets a real good run that time off 2. Clears Josh Terry. I'm not sure Josh Terry's going to be able to get back after him to get underneath him this lap. And he's not going to be able to do it. He's going to go back towards the top. Tires starting to go away, working that inside line, trying to get underneath the H2O. But Josh going to try to cool the tires a little bit, follow him around the racetrack, and then maybe over the course of the final 10 laps, see if he can make a move again, because that car has faded. Robert Gordon turning the faster lap time that last lap than Josh Terry by 0.2 of a second. Richie Turner continuing to run pretty consistent times. 20.1 was his last lap. Robert Gordon also just turned to 20.1. So he's running a similar time to the leader, but Turner was dealing with Mark Caron's number 5. Robert Gordon still dealing with Josh Terry, trying to make a bid for that second position. As we approach lap number 90, 10 laps to go for Richie Turner. Here comes Turner off of turn number 4 as he works down the front stretch, 10 laps to go. And he is on his way to a $1,500 payday. Rob Gordon in the H2O running in second. Josh Terry continues to work in third. Their lap time's pretty similar. Rob Gordon just a tick quicker than the 43. Lance Raptoy, of the 3 cars that are running for that second spot, that last lap, Lance Raptoy had the fastest time of the 3 cars running for second. All right, we'll work through the field again, what is left of the field. Richie Turner leading in turn 4. Robert Gordon hanging on to second in turn 3. Then it's the 43 of Josh Terry in third. 4th is Lance Raptoy. 5th is the 28 for Ryan Booten. Running in 6th is Don Franklin. 7th is Rob Favreau. Running in 8th is Joe Warren. Running in the 9th position is going to be Mark Karen. And rounding out the top 10 is Middleman. One of the other cars that have been running on the lead lap, several laps back now, has also gone back to the pits, and that was John Booten taking the 23 in. John went back to the pits, good 20 laps ago. Maybe about 15 laps ago. Battle for second. Josh Terry is back underneath Rob Gordon. The laps are winding down. Now's the time to go for that second spot. Pulled the tires down a little bit, running behind Robert Gordon. Now he's side by side. Dirk tracking off 4 for the second spot. It's still Gordon at the line by the length of the hood. Over in turn number 2 is where Gordon picks up ground. He'll pull away a little bit from the 43, but the 43 chases him back down at 3 and 4. Here's where he drives it deep to the turn. Just about draws even into the 4th turn. Then they drag race back down the line. Lance Raptoy is right on the back bumper of these two guys as well for that second spot. Inside 5 laps remaining now for the field. The best racing on the track is for the second spot. Here's Richie Turner off of 4, a little sideways, a wiggle on the back end. Those tires going away on the 17. He'll put another lap on Middleman in turns 3 and 4. Josh Terry still trying to get underneath the H2O. Can't quite get there. The H2O of Gordon holds him off. Again, he'll go after it in 3 and 4. And it's the same old story. Can't quite get there. Well, your leader's off at turn number 2. Richie Turner works down the backstretch. The next car that he'll run upon is Joe Warren, the last car on the lead lap. He is in the 8th position. And here comes Richie Turner off the 4th turn. Popsicle sticks are out. For Richie Turner, there's 2 to go. The battle for second, it's still Robert Gordon with the H2O. Josh Terry will fall back in line behind the H2O as the white flag is out. Will follow around race winner Richie Turner. As he works off of turn number 2, no trouble. He's not going to run up on that 13. He gets to turns 3 and 4. Nicely through the middle of the turns. He can just about coast it home now. Here he comes off of turn number 4. A dominating win for Richie Turner in the 17. Holding on for second, it's going to be Robert Gordon with the H2O. Finishing in 3rd, it will be Josh Terry in the 43. In 4th, it is Lance Raptoy in the 11th. A good run for the 28 of Ryan Booten to 5th. 6th, it will be Don Franklin with the number 69. 7th is Rob.
All right, Richie Turner takes his victory lap around the Big A, a much-deserved lap for Richie Turner, as he put on a dominating performance. Looks like he's going to burn the tires off on the backstretch as well. Might as well burn those tires off, as he probably drove the tires off of that number 17 car. Coming from the back of the field twice. But also, very impressive in this race was the battle that Robert Gordon and Josh Terry had side by side for a number of laps there. From about lap 75 to about lap 95, they raced side by side with Terry down on the bottom. Gordon.
100 laps and 50 miles later, Richie Turner's the winner. Give a nice round of applause, everybody. A dominating win for the Fairfax, Vermont driver. Richie, come on around. Well, how's $1,500 sound?
Great.
Got any ideas what you might do with some of that money?
Pay rent.
Well, look, your car was dominating. One of the things that we saw throughout the event, for many of the cars in the division, the top of the racetrack is the place to be. I thought you were just picking them off left and right down on the inside.
Yeah, we had a good setup. We didn't change it from the last time we raced it here, so it's good.
I was watching your lap times on the scoring monitor. You were running a number of sub-20-second lap times, right around lap 80. Trailed off just a little bit, but the car really seemed to stay pretty consistent for you, at least lap time-wise.
Yeah, it was pretty good. I mean, it was a little loose on the outside. That's why I stayed on the inside most of the time.
Anything left in these tires?
No, not now.
They're junk, but you've got some money now to buy some new ones for next week.
That's the plan.
Congratulations, Richie. That's a great job.
Thank you.
All right, Richie Turner gets the victory. Nice job by Richie. He wins it. Chess match. Especially if Russians are playing.
All right, here they come. The Sportsman modifieds off turn number 4. Green. Flag is out. From the top of the racetrack, Rico Hernandez sticks the nose out in front, uses the progressive banking down the backstretch. Cody Aubin is pushing the 47 down the backstretch. Might not want to do that because his teammate has the lead right now on the outside, leading lap 1, Rico Hernandez. Mike Finney working the rim on the top of the racetrack. Takes it right up to the wall off of turn number 4. Here goes Cody Aubin. Now look at Bruno using the Bruno lane down on the inside. Not named after him, named after another Bruno. No relation, however. He works his way nearly into the top 5 down on the inside. Out front, it's Rico Hernandez being chased down by the 7 New Yorker, Cody Aubin. 3 wide off turn 2. They're going to part the R7 as they enter turn number 3. Lonnie Rivers drop kicks from 4th back to 6th. Down on the inside, that Huntley chucking 1 is coming to light. Although that time he backed off coming off the 4th corner. Didn't try and force the issue down to the inside of Lonnie. Look at Mike Finney shoot out of a rocket ship on the top of the racetrack. He vaults down the backstretch into turn number 3 down to the inside. And he may be the car to watch in this one as Mike Finney already to the 3rd, 3 laps in.
Don't count out the point leader, the 29 Nick Haywood. He's on a roll as well. He's coming from deep in the field. And he's trying to move underneath the 91 in the middle of the backstretch.
Well, Haywood was bogged down for a moment there underneath the 91. Nice job by Mike Finney to give way to the 7 New York of Aubin as now Aubin looks to the top of the racetrack to challenge teammate Rico Hernandez. Aubin trying to time in the corner. If he does that too many more times, Finney may become impatient, just like right now when he drives underneath him in turn number 3. Aubin now forced to stay up on the top of the racetrack. Look out, problems on the backstretch. 1 car is around. That's the 46 of Little Joe Daniels. Little Joe got their hands
Finney's
full.
car is really good.
They've got the work
So
cut
is,
out.
like I said, so is Travis Bruno's.
Here they come. Off the 4th turn. Aubin gets into it first. Green. Flag is out. Aubin kind of snookered the 98.
Not
It
gonna
looks
stand.
like yellow flag's coming out.
Yellow flag.
Yellow, yellow, yellow.
Hopefully everybody can get on the
And,
binders.
oh boy, here we go.
This could be a traffic
Oh, look at
jam.
Bob. Ooh. Well, that's all right.
They're running. That's Bobby Therian.
Yes. You can see that little X.
From Heinsberg, Vermont. Regular late model runner.
Here they come. Off the 4th turn. Better start this time. Green. Flag is out. Aubin with a jump again from the top of the racetrack. He goes flying by. Uh-oh, Rico Hernandez develops a really bad push down on the inside. Opens the inside up for Mike Finney. Kind of snookers the 33 a little bit, but the 33 is now moving on the top of the racetrack. Travis Bruno to 3rd on the top. Rico Hernandez drop kick back to 4th. And before you know it, looks like Lonnie Rivers has that R7 moving on the top of the racetrack, although his momentum was broken as the 98 pushed up the racetrack. Throw Rick Donor into the mix now as he looks down on the inside of the R7. A little bit of contact this time off of turn number 4. Although wide this time, look out. Rick Donor way down to the inside. And, well, he made that work somehow. Lonnie Rivers trying to turn left. There's a little bump to the 91 of Rick Donor. Says, I don't appreciate that move off of turn number 4.
Keep an eye on those two if they get back within vicinity.
Look out. 24 got up into the 47. That pushes Nick Haywood up off the racetrack. And the yellow flag will come out. Field is set.
I just hold my nose.
Oh, boy. Mike Finney was asleep on this one. Green flag is out, and I'm sure the yellow's going to come soon. Here they go off of turn number 2, and the yellow flag is out. Look out. Tom Remington, Little Joe Daniels. Yeah, that was pretty good. See if Mike Finney's awake this time. Cody Aubin got on it really early. Here they come. Off of 4, green. Flag is out. Another good start for Aubin. Aubin hasn't been shortchanged yet on a restart. He pushes up the track to cut down the progression, and look at that. Mike Finney says, all right, I'll take the inside. That's no problem for me. Sticks his nose down on the inside. Race off of turn number 4. Cody Aubin still got the lead using that progressive banking on the top, but Mike Finney's looking down on the inside. Good turn that time for the 7 New York of Cody Aubin. Aubin runs the top of the racetrack, but I think he gets way too high on the backstretch. That just allows the 69 to close. Although, as long as he can hold him off to lead, that's good enough.
Here's where he's strong. 1 and 2 is where he's strong.
1 and 2, the strong point for that Pepper number 7. But down the backstretch, it seems like he gets way high up the track. and that allows the 69 to pull down even almost in turn number 3.
Yeah, but the 7 is working a consistent line. As long as he can keep hitting that line out of 4, he's going to be all right.
Out front, still a pepper 7 for Cody Oven.
Pushed
Finney
him
runs
2.
second.
That was not as good. That wasn't as clean that time.
No,
1 and 2.
now we got a new leader.
He's going to pay the price.
Mike Finney goes flying down through
Not
the
yet.
inside. Aubin fighting back on the top. He says not yet, and that time Mike Finney by about a quarter of a car length. Lonnie Rivers nearly in the wall off of turn number 4. Dirt tracks it up towards the top. Mike Finney, new leader, clears that 7 car of Aubin. And now the 33 has his eyes on that number 7 car at the halfway point. Look out! Susie just drove over the 54 of Remington. That's the second car Chris Susie's gotten into in turn number 3, and we have a yellow flag. Yep.
We're all tired.
All right, here we go. Off turn 4. Mike Finney's got the jump this time. Green, flag is out. Cody Aubin's restart streak ends at 3. And Mike Finney down the backstretch shoots into the lead. Aubin right now is second. Look at the battle mid-pack. Bobby T loses the spot to the 38 of Durgan. Durgan now on patrol, working outside the R7 of Lonnie Rivers. Rivers fighting that car in turn number 2, but so is the 38 of Durgan. Bobby T takes it up to the top of the racetrack in turn number 3. Varian with that number 20X up on the top. Side by side off the 4th turn, and he is going to take the spot away from Durgan in turn number 1. Bobby T in the Marcia Holmes number 20 looks to part the middle. He'll shoot through the gap there in that Marcia Holmes 20. Now looks down to the inside of Lonnie Rivers in the AR7. 10 laps to go for the 69 of Mike Finney. Bobby T with a little wiggle that time in the 20X off of the 4th turn. Now takes it high. Tries to get around the R7 of Lonnie Rivers, but is snookered. Here comes Jason Durgan down to the inside. Durgan in that number 38 shoots down to the inside of the R7 of Lonnie Rivers. Rivers now tries to come back down. Can't do it. Bobby T's there. Varian in that 20X goes flying by down on the inside, and now will be in hot pursuit of that 38 of Jason Durgan. As Durgan got back by him as he got snookered behind the R7 of Lonnie Rivers. Rivers again, real bad push for that R7.
It was a good move by Durgan. Durgan, remember, has a lot of experience in the 358 division, driving now in a Sportsman modified, and the more seat time he gets in this division, I think it won't be long before he's up contending for victories as well.
Battle heats up for the second spot. The 33 of Travis Bruno, yellow flag is out. Oh boy, I didn't notice that. That car blends in pretty well. Nick Haywood almost didn't notice it either.
Is that the 8?
3 for 4 tonight on the restarts was Aubin.
Well,
Gonna go green out of turn 4.
This makes it a lot easier for Finney in the 69 now, single file.
Quite a bit.
Aubin's got to jump with him.
Yep. Here they come off the 4th turn. Green flag is out. 7 laps remain. Trav Bruno looked down to the inside. That one wasn't there. As they race down the backstretch. Off of turn number 2, Rico Hernandez's car seemed to come to life off of turn number 4. Had a peek down to the inside of Huntley Trucking 1. Although that pole closed quickly. Again, it opens up off the 4th turn. He's trying to get there. But the door is shut by the Huntley Trucking 1. That is Jake Branham. Up on the top, the 20X is Bobby T. Works his way back around the 38 of Durgan. He's bringing Nick Haywood with him. Look out, there goes the 1 of Jake Branham. Like he might have had a little bit of help from the 98 of Rico Hernandez. Day for both of them. But Aubin's going to be right on that back bumper. He is now. Now Mike Finney gets on him. Here they come off the 4th turn. Not a good restart for Aubin, but green flag is out. Finney jumps away. Mike Finney in the 69, smooth sailing. Look at the 20X of Bobby T. Shoots out of a rocket down to the inside of the 38 of Durgan. Clears Durgan in turn number 3, although Durgan fights back on the top of the racetrack. Looks to get underneath the 98 of Rico Hernandez. He does. Oh boy, good save by Nick Haywood. Haywood got on the binders as Durgan came down to the 38. Durgan was a little bit squirrely off of turn 4. Now Haywood in the 29 with a peek down to the inside. They are racing for the 7th spot. Right now Durgan holding on to that 7th spot. Up to the top of the racetrack this time. Not going to do it off of turn 2, but he gets a good run into 3. Drives it deep into the corner. Side by side, even now. Low pushes off the fourth turn, and then now Durgan's going to give chase to Rico Hernandez in 98. Mike Finney setting the pace out front. Popsicle sticks are out this time by. Mike Finney with a sizable advantage, barring some kind of mechanical failure or a yellow flag. This race is Mike Finney's and only Mike Finney.
Tip of the cap to Rick Donor, running in that fourth spot with a 91, one of his best runs.
Bobby T, also nice job.
Into the
top 5.
Yeah, that's pretty impressive.
White flag is out. 3/4 of a track left for that number 69 car. Mike Finney. Finney going to drive his way to victory tonight. Here he comes off the fourth turn. And the winner, Mike Finney. Second's going to go to Cody Almond. Third, Travis Bruno. Fourth, Rick Donor. Fifth, Bobby T. Sixth is going to go to Jason Durgan. Seventh, Nick Haywood. Eighth, Rico Hernandez. Ninth is Little Joe Daniels. And rounding out the top 10, looked like the 24S of Chris Susi.
As Mike Finney enjoys his victory lap around the racetrack. Good run for Cody Aubin, who finishes in the second spot with a number 7. Travis Bruno brings it home third. Rick Donor with a solid run at fourth. And Bobby Tarian with an excellent run. The Heinsberg, Vermont driver finishes 5th in a car out of the Jamie LaFountain station. Mike Finney in the number 69. Rob's made his way down trackside, and we'll throw it down to him as he awaits the interview with the winner, Mike Finney. Go ahead, Rob.
All right, let's give him a nice round of applause. Mike Finney's out of the car. First win of 2013. We'll get a word with Mike.
Come on over.
All right, Mike, nice job. The car was certainly very good. It seemed as though you kind of rode out the first feature, but you got on it right away here in the second feature. Shot out of a cannon from the bottom of the racetrack.
Yeah, we were a little loose in the first feature there. We got pretty loose toward after the red flag, but we tightened it up a little bit, and we had some patience this week. Accidentally wrecked Keith Pelkey there last couple weeks ago, so had to learn a little patience about that. So
it seemed like the key move to winning this race, you and Travis Bruno were at it side by side, and it seemed like you two were just the two fastest cars up towards the front, and you knew one of you had to get to the front first. You did it, and that seemed to be the thing that changed the race and led you to success.
yeah, once you get out front, it's easy. You can run your own line, and it makes it a lot easier to be able to have the whole track to use. But it gets a little tight in traffic. I was pretty tight coming off from 4, so we're here.
All right, well, congratulations on the first win.
All right, thank you.
That's Mike Finney. He wins for the first time in 2013.